I've been so alone ever since I left the tribe. That's just how it goes, guess I like the lonely vibe.
Hey guys, it's Erica, and today I wanted to do an update video. It may not seem like it for y'all because I believe that I had a video that went out this past Monday on August 14th. But I haven't recorded probably since the end of July, early August, and so it seems like forever. I did just get back from vacation in Florida, and some stuff happened. The Friday that we were down there, me, my dad, and my husband went deep sea fishing. That was my first mistake. I got out there. Bear in mind that each ticket to go out there cost $143, so wait till the end for this. And I got on the boat, we started talking about safety and how to use the, oh my gosh, I hate that thing. It's this little annoying pop-up saying that I don't have storage. I got storage, I'm good. But we started talking about safety and how to use the fishing lines because it's a lot longer of a line because, you know, we're in the ocean. It's not like we're in a little pond or even a lake. We're talking about, you know, what happens if the line goes under the boat or gets stuck in the propeller and tries to yank you over the boat, and just what you do when you catch a fish, because where I'm from, we're used to jerking the rod up and setting the hook in the fish's mouth, because they don't swallow the hook most of the time. Apparently the fish in the ocean, however, they will swallow it, and so whenever you feel it jerk, you just do a quick little pop and then it sets itself. If we jerk it, it'll rip through the thing's mouth. So, with that being said, we got going, and the captain's like, oh, by the way, we're going to be going 21 miles out to sea. I'm already terrified at this point. I wanted to go, but at the same time I didn't, because I hate the idea of not being able to get back to dry land on my own accord. I was terrified of getting seasick. I was terrified of getting ate by a shark. I was terrified of catching a fish that was too big and it was going to yank me over the side of the boat. These are just the irrational fears that go through my head when things like this happen. But anyway, we get to our first spot. It's about 19 to 20 miles out. And he said, okay, everybody go ahead and drop their line. So I dropped my line. I got about 3 casts out. Literally all you did was stick your fishing pole out over the side of the boat and released it and let it go until there was slack in it, meaning that it wasn't going down anymore, and then bring it up about 5 or 6 cranks, or 5 or 6 times that you had to, it's hard to explain, but a crank, it's just you, when you're using a fishing rod, it goes, like, you circle around it. I suck at explaining stuff like this, but you basically just crank it 5 or 6 times, get it up off the floor, and get it up off the bottom feeder fish that we don't want, or that we can't keep. I got about 3 of those out. And then, all of a sudden, I looked at my dad, and I said, I need a ginger ale. I was so nauseous. It was so horrible. I have never felt so crappy in my life. And I've had the flu, and strep, and all of these other freaking sicknesses, and I've never felt worse than I did then. And also bear in mind that we took a Dramamine the night before to prep our bodies, and we took a Dramamine that morning to help with motion sickness and things like that. Because the prediction, or the forecast for the waves, as far out as we were, was only supposed to be about a 2-foot wave, meaning that it shouldn't be that bad. I said a bad day is like 6 to 7 foot waves. Well, apparently 2 foot is all it took for me, because I was sick, and I no longer could fish. I went into the cabin, and excuse me if you are easily disgusted, but I threw up in the toilet. We weren't supposed to throw up in the toilet. I don't know why, but we weren't. But I was embarrassed because I didn't want to throw up in front of everybody else on the ship, because the first mate said, oh, by the way, if you gotta throw up, don't throw up in the toilet, don't throw up in a bucket, don't throw up in a trash can, throw up in the Gulf of Mexico. Which meant I would have been surrounded by everybody else that was fishing. And I didn't want to do that. And I was already in the cabin, and I was like, nobody will know. The dude had the music cranked up on the boat, and you couldn't hear me or anything. Well, I threw up, felt a little bit better, went back out onto the deck, and I was sitting there and I could smell it. And I was like, great, all these people are gonna know that I threw up in the toilet. And then I started getting sick again. And so I had to throw up over the side of the boat. But on the plus side, the captain said, oh, well, that's good. That chums up the water for the fish. The only time I use the word chum is for sharks. And so I didn't like that. But, yeah. Basically, I got so sick that I couldn't do anything, and I was just trying to find a spot where I wasn't horribly, horribly nauseous. And that turned out to be on the very front of the boat. The very front of the boat, there was, like, I guess where the engine is stored, and, like, the roof over the upper part of the cabin. It was just this flat little area in the middle front of the boat. It's supposed to be the point of the boat where it's pivoting the least and moving the least, and just has the best chance of not getting sick. And I don't know why, but at that point I got extremely tired. And I knew, because I'm pale. I am so pale. I'm Irish and Polish and Scottish and all of these other pale people skin tones, and I didn't put any sunscreen on. I was wearing a t-shirt and shorts up to about my mid-thigh. And I didn't have any sunscreen on. The only sunscreen I had on was a little bit on my face, the tops of my ears, and I think my arms. But I think that was literally it, because I didn't plan on laying out the whole day. Because it's hard to explain, but like, you have this little thing. It was long enough for me to sit on and lay my legs out and just try to not throw up. That's the only way I can explain it, because literally every time my dad would come up there to check on me and be like, you want to try to fish now? And I was like, Dad, I can't. It was so horrible, because it was just, oh. But anyway, the reason why I felt like I haven't done anything is because I got 2nd-degree sunburns on my legs. That means that I had sun poisoning. I have never, and this was worse than the motion sickness on the boat, I have never felt so much like crap in my life. I had the chills, my top half was freezing, and my bottom half was burning up, because my top half didn't get that much sun. But like, my chin is horribly scabbed over, and my just the left side of my cheek on my face is peeling because of the way the sun was. I was out there in the heat of the day, and poor little old pale me, I just forgot to put sunscreen on because I was so worried about not trying to throw up, so it was absolutely miserable. But yeah, so I have been literally put up in bed. We got home Sunday night about 8 o'clock, and I did not get out of bed other than to go to the bathroom until yesterday, and yesterday was Thursday. So I was laying in bed pretty much all day, every day, for 3 full days. Talk about getting cabin fever. Because if I tried to stand up, or even in a sitting position, I guess all the blood would rush to my legs, and they would just start throbbing. And then my legs were so swollen because they were trying to heal my poor skin that it felt like my legs were going to rip open every time I stood up, from like my kneecap all the way down to my ankle. And thank God I wore tennis shoes that day and not flip-flops, because my poor little feet, oh, they would have been so burned. I'm so thankful that I wore tennis shoes. But oh my goodness, you guys. Thankfully, God blessed me, and I only got a few blisters, and thankfully they all went away. They never popped. Right now I am starting to peel on my legs a little bit. I'm trying to leave it alone because my leg is still healing, but yeah, this is the first day that I've been able to sit up all the way for an extended amount of time without my legs hurting. Yesterday was okay, but it still hurt quite a bit walking, but I could walk upright before then if I had to like get up to go to the bathroom or get up to go take a cool bath to try to pull some of the heat out of my legs. I would literally be hunched over like a gorilla or like Quasimodo, and I walked like a monkey and bent my legs. Like, I don't know how to explain it other than I was walking like a freaking monkey. But it hurt so bad, and I just wanted to give you guys an update. I'm sorry if this was a little bit too much information for some of you guys, but I felt like I needed to let everybody know without putting it in one like video of my Black Widow or city living or something like that. I wanted to put it out there in a channel update just so everybody could know about my 2nd-degree burns and sun poisoning. But yeah, so thank you guys so much, and I'm sorry for the lack of videos after I get done recording, editing, and uploading this, because this is getting directly uploaded to YouTube. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to start recording some episodes because I have missed playing The Sims so much. I watched so many Sims videos from all my other favorite Simmers on YouTube while I was laying in bed, and let me just say I'm ready to play again. I have dearly missed my Sims and dearly missed recording for you guys. So thank you guys so much for listening, and I'm sorry if it was kind of a boring story. I just felt like I needed to give an update, but thank you guys so much, and I apologize for the lack of videos, and I will see you guys in my next video. And please, if you pray for my legs that they continue to get better. If you send out good vibes, I'm good with that. If you just want to send positive thoughts, I'm good with that. I'm taking any and everything that I can get at this point. So thank you guys so much for your support, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all.